There's a lot of confusion out there. There's a lot of dogma out there. There's a lot of BS. People profit off your BS in the nutrition, diet, and book industries.
Listen.
Okay, that's why the next this diet, that diet, don't eat this, eat that, whatever. Then the media profits because they make sensational headlines that get you to click, right? Think about the media's business model. Media is all about getting eyeball views, clicks, so that it can then pay advertisers or charge advertisers. The more clicks, the better, the more they make, right? So when they publish sensational headlines, that the goal is for social media for people to scroll and click on that over and over and over again so they make more money. Well, they're going to take research and they're going to warp it. They're going to take research and they're going to sensationalize it, okay? That's part of the problem. There's a lot of problems that go deeper than that back into the 60s and 70s when, Ancel Keys had his 7 country study or whatever, and he published really bad findings and interpretations of that study based on what he wanted to believe, which led to this whole cholesterol and saturated fat as being demonized in our culture. Here is the gist to all of it, okay? Humans are designed to eat naturally less carbs. There's less carbs available in nature. That's a truism. That's number one. Sure, you might be able to do better on carbs, but in general, your metabolic machinery is not designed to be eating carbs, especially not sugar, especially not like fruit sugar, fructose, sucrose. It's not designed to eat that kind of stuff on a regular basis, okay? If you're an athlete, maybe things will change, but even then, if you're an athlete, you usually do better with fat as your primary fuel source. Okay, so if carbs are low, then what's next? Well, you got protein. Okay, humans are designed to eat protein. Animal proteins have the most complete amino acid profile and omega-3 profiles of anything in nature, right? You can't get all your omega-3s or EPA and DPA from plants. Even though someone might say chia seeds has a bunch of omega-3, right? But it has ALA. It doesn't have the EPA and DPA. It doesn't convert well to that either, okay? So you have to eat animal proteins, animals with ideally fat from a healthy animal. So fatty fish is very good for you, right? Grass-fed beef, if it was fed its natural diet of grass, it's good for you. Whereas grain-fed meat, you would actually want to go lean because you don't want to eat the fat because that's where a lot of toxins are stored and that's where a lot of the omega-6s are prevalent from the grains that they eat, okay? So you eat animals that ate their natural diet. That's another truism, okay? But the dose of protein, this is the thing, the dose of protein, we don't have to eat protein every single meal. We don't have to eat protein every single day. And I know a lot of people will call blasphemy on this, but this is a reality. The average success rate of a hunter-gatherer hunting in the wild, we've actually observed modern-day hunter-gatherers, it's like 1 in 10. Meaning, if the group of hunters would go out, right, every single day, they would get a successful kill maybe 1 in 10 days. So what would they do the rest of the time? They wouldn't eat protein, or they would eat berries and twigs, and they would eat other parts of their diet. The other truism of the human diet, not just relating to protein, but is variability. That's why intermittent fasting, which I'll get to next, is a fundamental aspect of the human diet. We didn't have food always available. Some days we didn't even try to eat food, or we might snack on berries or twigs or whatever we could find. Some days it might have been let's say it was winter and we couldn't find any food, and we ate our store of dried meat or whatever we had, right? We didn't have refrigeration. We didn't have grocery stores. We didn't have Instacart. Right? We have Amazon Prime. In that environment, which is what our ancestors lived for hundreds of thousands of years, we would have gone periods of time without food, which is why fasting is so good for you, right? The same thing applies to protein. Protein fasting, we wouldn't have eaten protein every single meal. It's just a reality. We wouldn't have done it. And so what I like to do is I like to skip protein on a regular basis. Now, you could still eat, a lot of protein in one meal. Let's say you double up, 20, 40 grams, something like that. And then the next meal you have just greens, things like that. And again, guys, the numbers will fluctuate based on you, whatever. But the fundamental truism and the first principles of human biology is what we're trying to figure out. Because then from there we can build, right? So protein is varied. Protein, we don't need as much protein as the protein companies and whatever would have you believe, right? It's definitely beneficial post-workout. And if you're trying to bulk or whatever, yeah, you're going to be eating more protein. But in general, most people don't need as much protein, okay? You do need quality protein, though. That's another thing. And that's a topic for another day. We would eat lower carb in general, right? And sometimes we would eat more carb and sometimes we would eat less, just like with the seasons, okay? And then we would eat a moderate to high amount of fat, all right? If we killed a big buffalo, there's actually more calories stored in the fat than there is in the other parts of the body. And that fat has so much nutrition in it, which is why biologically we are rewarded when we find a big fatty piece of meat, right? We're psychologically rewarded, like this tastes good, we want this more, because Mother Nature wanted us to eat more of it because it increases our chances of survival. It's all tied together. It's all tied together. Mother Nature knows more than we do. It's smarter than us. Our biology is smarter than the most recent study that came out that said this or said that, like based on correlation and not causation. Again, topic for another day. So let's review. We don't need to eat carbs as much, okay? And generally lower, so low carb. Maybe you want to do keto, whatever. Protein is something that we should vary. It's important, but it should come from the cleanest sources possible, but it should vary. Sometimes you shouldn't have it. And then fat is a staple of the diet. You should be eating fat on a regular basis. Finally, the last truism, actually I would say two more truisms. One, fasting is integral to the human biology, which is why I just told you we wouldn't have eaten all the time. So the whole 3 square meals a day or waking up to eat breakfast is complete and utter nonsense. It's a creation of the food industry and the supplement industries. Period. Full stop. All right. The final and most important, intermittent fasting, some kind of mixing up your meals, is integral for the human being. And this is something people don't really talk about. They talk about fasting as if it's this like new fad thing or this new way to lose weight. That's nonsense. Human beings are designed to fast, and if you don't fast, you are going to have maladaptation, period. Literally, there's no way around it. Humans are designed, the metabolic machinery in your body and my body is designed to not eat all the time, to sometimes go a whole day without food, to sometimes go a day where you eat a huge meal and then you don't eat anything for another 24 hours, 36 hours, whatever it is. Or maybe you eat small, a little bit here and there, 3 to 5 times a day on one day because you just happen to come across a few berries here, a few berries there, and you eat that. And then, but the bulk calorie meal, like the next big meal you're gonna have, might not come for a few days. Again, it's hard to quantify these things because it would have been super varied all the time. So what you can do in your life to mimic that is to get on something like the 16-8 fasting protocol, which is what I follow. I have an 8-hour feeding window. A lot of times it's actually closer to about a 6-hour feeding window. And then I don't eat any calories till the next day when I break the fast. And then again, I keep all my meals for the day within 6 hours. And I do the same thing every single day. And then some days I'll try to go like a whole day without eating. Some days I'll break my fast early. Sometimes I'll break my fast later. Don't be neurotic about it, right? So again, side break for optimal human nutrition. These are some of the truisms that I just gave you. We all have to eat. We all should care about our nutrition because it's what determines our performance, our health, and how long we're going to be around to enjoy the success that we create in our life. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. I got a free offer for you. So go to drinkyourfat.com and get the free ebook, the hashtag #DrinkYourFat system. Find out why I drink my fat in the mornings, why I don't eat breakfast, and how I'm using the power of intermittent fasting to stay lean, stay healthy, stay fit, control my appetite, and literally go all day without food if I want to. Right? So if you're a slave to your food, as most people are, if you've been told that you're supposed to eat 5, 6, 7 meals a day to stoke your metabolism, I'm going to teach you why that is all nonsense, and I'm going to show you the simplest, most efficient way to actually control your appetite so that if you want to lose weight, you can eat less calories, or if you just want to be healthy in general, you can balance out your hormones by controlling the times of when you eat, right? And we use the Drink Your Fat in the morning to set our day up for success. Okay, so again, go to drinkyourfat.com and download the free ebook.